So I've been talking to CreativeCH today about Europeana and our position on the amendments to the PSI directive and how we implement the public domain charter. What I've done is I've talked to you through how we approach the public domain over the years, how we've developed a charter and tools and services that help public sector organisations implement the public domain mark. I've also explained that Europeana doesn't have a position on the PSI directive, but we do, however, do a lot of work that helps us manage the outcomes of the PSI directive. So, for example, organisations will now have to make cultural heritage objects available with more regularity than they had before. There is now a requirement that cultural heritage institutions will have to share their material online. And what we want to do is make sure that they make those objects available online under an open license. There is the most open, which is the public domain in Creative Commons 0. And we encourage organisations to use these wherever possible. However, we do understand that this isn't always possible. So where this isn't possible, our next point is that objects should be shared under a Creative Commons license. But again, where this isn't possible, organisations can share objects under a restricted license, so that is represented in Europeana as a rights reserved license.
Regarding intellectual property rights, IPR, Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam have chosen a different approach. We launched our website in October 2012. We put all these images online. We have put them all in the public domain, which means that they are out there, we can never get them back. They are free for everybody to use. So our website, and in particular the Rijksstudio part of the website, is there to browse the collection, share images with your friends, collect your favorites in your own personal Rijksstudio, and best of all, to download these images for free and use them as you see fit. And this is both for personal use and for commercial use, because they are in the public domain, they are completely rights free. With Rijksstudio we have broadened our audience. Many more people have visited the museum online than before, and many more people who don't think of themselves as art lovers. And this result, I think, is we thank this result to the image-oriented internet of today. So with YouTube, of course, but also Flickr, Vine, Snapchat, you name it. Images are everywhere, and that's very good for the museum because we have a lot of images. Images is our core business, so to speak. So we fit right in these developments. The museum gains a lot of relevance. That's one of the big rewards. Reaching new audiences, that's another reward. Gaining their email addresses for further communication, that's another reward. And everybody loves this so much. It's so nice to sit on the couch. Perhaps your husband or your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend is watching a TV show that you don't care for. So you get your iPad out and start surfing Rijksstudio. And before you know it, you've been there 1 hour. We have not invented ourselves. What we have done is look very closely at the internet of today. What is successful? What do people do? Which sites, which apps are the most successful? And how can we use those success factors for our business, for the museum? And in the end, this worked out. And it's very nice that you can now visit the museum in a very pleasurable way if you are not able to visit the real museum. So we gained friends. It's not like we lost visitors. No, we gained new friends and new people who now know the museum, now love the museum, and they didn't before. So it's a big success.